Alright guys, welcome back to Pagan Arsenal. This is my second attempt at filming this since my GoPro decided to be a little bit stupid. So, all this stuff scattered all over my bench. This is a build going on for my gunsmithing school. This is a Traditions muzzleloader kit for a Shenandoah Valley rifle. This is a 50 cal black powder muzzleloader. It is a cap lock. It's got a full body stock and everything. This is gonna take some work. Not as much work as building something entirely from scratch, but some work. So we've got all of our bits and pieces over here. We've got a ramrod. We got one of our ramrod guides. We've got our double set trigger. We got our cap lock. We got our stock, our barrel, and all of our brass. We got channels. We got trigger guard. We've got the nose cap. We've got the butt plate. Everything is here. So going over this, what all needs to be done to this is we're going to be doing some inletting. We're going to be taking away material here in the barrel channel. We're going to be taking away material back here to make sure everything fits nice and snug. We're going to be inletting the trigger guard. Well, okay. Trigger guard. We're going to be inletting the trigger guard, the trigger. We're going to be inletting the lock, the butt plate, and the nose cap, and possibly the ramrod channel guides. And we are going to be drilling some holes in this to make sure those sit where they need to. Now, some of the fun bits of this are going to be milling a little channel in. Where is it? Here and here. There's two wedges that go in here, in these two spots, to help hold this barrel in place. If you're familiar with these, cool, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're not, think of like a dovetail wedge on a piece of wood that holds everything together. It's the same principle. You've got a little tapered block of steel that slides through there and holds everything down. And that's pretty much what's going on. The barrel needs to be blued. This needs to be stained and finished. This needs to be stained and finished. I might replace this later on. It's a wood ramrod. They're great, but they're not overly stiff, and they can break a lot. I might replace it with a piece of titanium or a fiber. Oh no, not a fiberglass rod. Something tougher than this. I'm not 100% sure what the wood on this is. It's either maple or beech, because, you know, it's just a nice starter kit. I'm leaning more toward beech. But either way, I know that beech takes a nice stain and it takes a nice finish. And that's what's going to happen with that. I might get fancy with this. I've built a couple of these before, and I didn't do a overly good job of them, because it was a rush job, and, you know, I was an impatient little, young pagan was an impatient individual. So I might get a little fancy with it, and I might take some manila rope, soak it in kerosene or something, and I might do a wrap around the stock and do a little burnt-in tiger stripe pattern. Because, you know, that's a lot easier to do than hunting down and paying for tiger stripe maple. And yeah, I don't got a lot of money. So that's what's happening with the wood. Now, I might play around with the settings on these just because, okay, this is a double set trigger. If you don't know what this is, the rear trigger sets the pressure for the front trigger, and when you pull the front trigger is your actual firing trigger. The rear trigger turns the front trigger into a hair trigger. Yeah, it doesn't give you a whole lot of opportunity to overthink your shot. Just about when you set your finger on that front trigger, your shot goes off. It doesn't give you a whole lot of, you know, oh, well, what if I drift over here to try to get it? Once you have your shot and you set your finger on that trigger, your shot goes off and your bullet's on its way. It doesn't give you any opportunity to overthink things and mess things up. Now with the lock, I really like cap locks just because I don't like fiddling around with flint. I don't like maintaining the flint. It's just a pain in the ass, and I don't like getting a big old flash of burning powder from the pan in my face as I'm shooting. I don't like it. You still get a little bit of a flash from cap locks. That's mostly just flashback from the powder in the barrel coming out through the flash hole. Right there. But it's nowhere near as bad as a flintlock. Now, I don't know when Traditions started doing all the nice engraving. Maybe I just bought cheap-ass kits. But I really like the engraving on this. It's nice, it's Western, it's classical, and I love color case hardened stuff. I love the look of it, and it's great. I also love octagonal barrels. They look great. They don't offer really any advantage, you know, weight, definitely not weight-wise or structurally or anything like that. They just look great, and it's a nice historical aspect of it. So, if you guys want to keep up with me on this, you know, we're going to start some of the inletting work in another video. And definitely if you want to keep up with some of my other builds, I've got parts kits all over the place that I need to start working on and getting all the smaller bits and pieces ready and get some stuff welded together. But hang around, we'll build some cool stuff. Like, share, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. And we'll see you in the next video.